Hello there and welcome to the Double Zero Challenge channel. We do just one thing on this channel is to take these two D10 dice and see how long it takes before we can roll a double zero. If you would like to play along, please write down your guess now. However, don't disclose it in the comments. Let other people watch the video and find out for themselves. There will be other things to explain as we go along, but let's get cracking. So first of all, we have an 8 and a 2. I'll read them all out as we go along. And that's a 5 and a 3. And that's a 0, but it's a 3. Remember, we're looking for a double zero. And that's a 1 and an 8. And that's a double 3. Now, although we are looking for a double zero, we will take account of any other doubles we encounter along the way. We should find a few of them. So they go on that bottom row there. Now, carry on. And that's a 4 and a 2. And that's a 3 and a 5. And we have a 4 and a 2. And a 3 and an 8. And that's a 3 and an 8. We have a 7 and a 6. And that's a 0, but it's a 9. That's a 9 and a 2. And we have an 8 and a 2. Oops. Here we have a 1 and a 2 there. They just escaped of their own accord from this quite clanky cup, but the dice do like to jump out of it. Anyway. And that's a 7 and a 3. And we have a 5 and a 2. And that's a 5 and a 4. We have a 4 and a 1. And that's a 1 and a 3. We have a 6 and a 3. And that is a double 7. So we'll sling that on the pile. We have a 0, but we have an 8. That's a 2 and a 9. And we have a 6 and a 9. Sometimes hard to rotate it in my head. I know there's a little line underneath. Anyway, and that is a 4 and a 9. And we have a 6 and a 2. That is a double 4. And we have a double 2. Right. I will have a double 2, even though it's escaped onto the pad. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know any mistakes tend to get left in. So if I really don't like something, I'd just stop the camera and reshoot it all again. Minimal editing. 2 and a 3. Oh, like that. And that's a 6 and a 1. And we have a double 2. High on the doubles today. And that's a 3 and a 4. And we have a 3 and a 5. And that's an 8 and a 3. We have a 4 and a 5. And that's a 1 and a 5. That's a 0, but it's a 2. It's a 0, but it's a 5. And that's a 1 and a 9. And we have an 8 and a 4. That is a 6 and a 1. And a 2 on the board and a 5 off the board. That's a 0, but it's a 1. Now, as we approach our 50th roll, every 50th one, we do a massive big double hander one. So that'll be coming up in just very shortly. In just very shortly. Yes, let's leave it at that. 9 and a 4. And that is a double 0. So we have no double hander roll. Great stuff. So we have 40, 45, 46, 47. And on the way, we encountered 6 other doubles, well beating the odds of 1 in 100 for a double 0. Well, thank you so much for watching. You take care and roll on next time.